This is not the most healthy meal, I'll admit. Okay, but this is our favorite meal. Teochew mueh lah, for those of you who know, right? High in sodium. But we always put the broccoli there just to placate ourselves. All right, we'll buy one dish of broccoli just so that the giam cai doesn't seem too much. But we'll always so eat your vegetables. And when we come to our children's diet, and frankly our own diet, what we consume online, we read a lot of things, we watch a lot of things, and we try our best, right, to stay entertained. But there comes a time where you need to ask yourself, is what you're consuming healthy? Is what you're letting your children watch, what your children read, is it healthy? How do you control that? How do you make sure that nutritious stuff goes in as well? You know, so the tenets are the same. If you go to this site, Common Sense Media, right, it has vast amounts of information as to reviews of movies, reviews of books. This is done by parents, and then they tell you, oh, what themes are good. No, they even have talking points. No, after the movie, you go back home. No, how do you discuss with your kids about what was brought up there? Is it too violent? What age is appropriate? But the main lesson I want you to know is that you're not alone in this parenting journey. You know, for some odd reason, we seem to be parenting in silos. Do you feel that? Like you're alone. Like you're trying to do your best. No, and you're afraid to share with your fellow parents because you see the stuff that they post up. They're having amazing time. Wow, they go holiday again. Everybody looks happy. I don't know, because my house is nothing like that. My house is messy. No, I haven't swept the floor for a while. If I took a photo and I posted, everybody would laugh, but everybody else seems perfect. I dare not share. You're not alone. There are many, many parents out there. We are sharing our resources. We're sharing what we know. No, we learn a little bit each. No, granted, the future is uncertain, the future is big and broad, but if we share the little bit we know and we piece it together, I think we're better off as parents than if we were to run in by ourselves. Other sites that you might want to check out is NetSafe and FOSI. They constantly post, right? For example, I have many parents who ask me, what is Snapchat? I don't know how to use it. No. Frankly, I've learned Facebook and that's the line. Right? I'm a digital immigrant. I don't know how to use this. I learned Facebook. It took up so much effort. I finally did it because my classmates are there, but I finally did it. And then the kids move on to Snapchat and I go like, I give up. I give up. I don't know what it is. Anytime you say that, you allow your child to go ahead without you. And if you want to hold your hand, you need to find out. Granted, we don't have the time to play with it, use it, but there are many people who've written many great resources for us to use. Google itself has its own safety center. I mean, if you go here, we read a lot of tips about what families can do to keep yourself safe. We talk about if you find search queries that are not great, how do you report them? Everything is there. Now, the one thing I need you to remember is that even in tech companies, parents exist, right? We are an army. We are not singular individuals. We are not old fogies. We are everywhere. So young people, be careful. Huh? We are everywhere, right? In Google, we have many parents. And a few months ago, we launched YouTube for Kids. And addressed many of the questions we internally had as parents. No, my kid likes to watch YouTube, but I need to make sure the video is good. I don't like them to click on the next link. What do I do? So we launched an app where it's curated. The videos are child-friendly, age-appropriate, and then the age settings where you can tweak. The set time limit is a favorite because you always have this problem of how do I tell my child 5 minutes and then how does it stick? My kids are pretty good at it because they know that if they cross 1 minute, next day don't have. Cross 2 minutes, whole week don't have. We can play this on and on, no problem, right? I can keep going, right? I take away all the charging cables. See how long your battery survives. These are very basic tips, but it's all built into apps now. So always explore the platforms you guys use, because we've built in all these things as well. Okay, one key thing to prepare your children for the future and prepare ourselves for the present is to turn from consumer to creator. A lot of us consume stuff on the web, right? We read, we watch. But the web has given us great, great tools that we can now create. So these are my 3 kids. They're playing with Toontastic, which is an app that you can create cartoons. You know, they came up with their storyline. You can drag characters, you can play things out, and then you can do voiceover. You don't like, you can draw your own character. And they have discovered that it's so much more fun to create than to just consume. So they create, and then they show their cousins, hey, I made this, what did you make last week? And this kind of stimulates a different part of the brain. So you don't have to be afraid of the medium because the medium, the digital medium, can be used for many, many different things. It's not always for bad. It can be used for good. And we need to learn how to harness it. There's an old saying that goes, right, that children are like arrows in the hands of a warrior, right? So this is my son. He doesn't know how to use the bow and arrow, but forgive him. And that has been kind of the saying which has governed, I guess, how I parent my kids. Because when you think of an archer, right, there is draw and there is release. As parents, we need to know when to pull tighter. We need to have strength in our arms to draw. And then we need to aim. And at some point, we need to let go. Right? For us, no, we hold on tight. We cannot let go, cannot. Everything must control. Some point you let go and you let them fly because that's what they were meant to do. And then they are on their own. You all watch this, right? The BBC reporter that had to kind of shoo the daughter away, and then the daughter marches in like this, and then later on the little brother comes in. Our children have taught us more, I think, than we ever could have. For those of us parents, we know that the parenting experience has given us a great wealth of knowledge, a lot of wisdom. We've learned so much. And the biggest thing that I learned is that we need more of this in the world. We need to be a bit less fearful, a little bit more exuberant, a little bit more confident to take it. Right? So, for those of you who think of yourselves as digital immigrants, I want you to think of the generations before us. They were immigrants as well. Many of us, our parents, grandparents, great-grandparents came from other countries. They traveled across vast oceans, seas to come to where they are. Did we tell them that, oh no, you're an immigrant, you're no good? No, we revere them. We think of them as pioneers. Right? So let's think of ourselves as digital pioneers. How we use technology, how we set up the rules in our home, right? How we create tools if you're an engineer. How many of you, when you were young, you were using the television set free-to-air, right? And then you realized that the antenna wasn't attached properly, or your parent tried to pull it out, and you tried to fix it, right? Use scotch tape, use something, you fix to the grill, touch the grill. You are an engineer, all right? Don't sell yourself short. You have tried to fix something. You are an engineer. You have what it takes. Don't forget that. And we need more of this. We need to be less scared. So thank you very much.